I've been to a lot of martial arts seminars and I've trained with a lot of martial arts instructors. And honestly, I'm surprised at how many of them can't punch, don't punch, and won't incorporate punching into their systems. I feel like punching gets a really bad rap in self-defense. A lot of people say things like, if you punch someone, you'll break your knuckles, or hard objects against soft targets and soft objects against hard targets. Some people even say that you should replace punching completely with palm strikes. I don't feel like this is fair. I think people are misinformed. And I think when people are misinformed, they're being put at risk. In this video, we're going to challenge some of the widely held beliefs around why punching is so bad for self-defense. And by the end of the video, we're going to convince you that actually punching is a very good thing to do for self-defense. And hopefully, we'll even be able to convince you that punching is the best thing that you can do in self-defense. Some people say hard objects against soft targets, and other people say soft objects against hard targets. And what I say to that is bullshit. If I told you that behind that wall lies £1 million, and in order to get that money, you need to smash down that wall, and you can use whatever tool you like to do so, would you choose a sledgehammer or would you use a rubber dildo? Another example, on my bed I sleep with a very comfortable Simba cushion. Great for my neck, they're not sponsoring this video. On the floor next to the bed is a baseball bat, just in case I feel like practicing my swing in the middle of the night. If a burglar enters my property, am I going to run downstairs with the baseball bat, or am I going to choose the fucking pillow? Does it matter what target of the burglar that I hit? No, of course it fucking doesn't. The baseball bat is going to beat the pillow every single time because it's fucking hard. And hard stuff is great for hitting people with. Now, some people say that you should throw palm strikes instead of punches. Now, there are a lot of benefits to throwing palm strikes. With palm strikes, you have a nice open hand, which means you have more surface area. When you have more surface area, you don't have to rely so much on accuracy. Palm strikes are also going to, stun your opponent, maybe knock them back, and they're going to give you some time to escape. Also, palm strikes are very good for court. If your assault, your fight, whatever happens to you happens to go to court, you can show that you've had your hands open, you've remained passive. You could even argue that you're pushing your attacker away, albeit via the face. Whereas if you've got your fist clenched, you look to a CCTV camera or a witness, you look more rough and ready for a fight, right? So it's going to be harder to argue self-defense. So, palm strikes and other open-handed strikes are excellent, but you are never going to deal the same level of damage with an open-handed strike as you can with a punch. So if you really need to get the job done, then punching is your answer. Ah, I hear you say, but if you throw a punch in a street fight, you're going to break your knuckles. Well, that could be true, but not necessarily. You're more likely to break your knuckles if you don't know how to punch. The research shows that actually 60 to 75% of all hand injuries caused by punching are caused to the fourth and the fifth metacarpal, which are essentially these two bones here that support your bottom two knuckles. So, to reduce the chances of you hurting your hands when you punch by up to 75%, all you need to do is punch with these top two knuckles here. That's it. To ensure that you're landing with these top two knuckles, all you need to do is twist your hand when you're punching. So rather than punching like this, where all four of our knuckles are being used, we're twisting our hand. Bam. You can twist a lot for extra range, or you can just twist a little bit to get that pressure on the top two knuckles. What we'll find as well, when we make a fist, we're essentially creating a brace for our top two fingers. Unless we've got unusually long thumbs, our bottom fingers are left out of this. Our thumb is bracing our top two fingers. What that's doing is it's securing them like a seatbelt, it's reinforcing them, and it's making them stronger. These knuckles are strongest for a reason, so let's make sure that we use them when we're punching. Now, there's a lot to be said for the role of targeting your punches. When the Rebel Alliance destroyed the Death Star, they did so because Luke Skywalker managed to fly his ship and navigate it through the trenches of the Death Star and fire his missile into a tiny, tiny, tiny little hole which caused the Death Star to implode. If Luke would have fired that same missile from the same ship at the face of the Death Star, what would have happened? Absolutely nothing. For Luke Skywalker, targeting was way, way, way more important than the size of his missile. For Luke Skywalker, the The size of his missile didn't matter. If I smashed Raoul with the hardest cross of my entire life straight into the center of his face, it's going to break his nose. Nothing that you've not dealt with before, right? He's still going to be standing, he's going to be pissed off, and he's going to still be a threat to me. In order to stop the threat, I need to shake the brain. I can do that by targeting areas that cause the brain to shake, such as the Qui-Gon Chin or the Shirley Temple. To target those areas, I do not need a lot of power. In fact, the more power I put into those shots, the less likely I am to hit the target and the slower I am. A 50% power shot targeting the chin, targeting the temple, is far, far, far more effective than a 100% power shot targeting straight into the face. I've got some bad news for you. Your self-defense instructor is probably lying to you. And I'm going to tell you a little story to explain why. So when I was younger, I was a fat bastard and I wanted to lose some weight. I Googled, how can I lose weight? And what I found was thousands of fitness instructors that were purporting and promoting that their weight loss plan, their fitness plan, their diet plan was the secret way to lose weight. Whether it be the keto diet, whether it be eating spinach 9 times a day, whether it be intermittent fasting, looking up to the universe and visualizing a six-pack, everybody thought that they had the secret. It was only years later that I found the secret, the answer to losing weight is actually just consuming less calories than you burn. There is no secret. There is no special workout. There's no special diet. It's simply just consuming less calories than you burn. Now, fitness instructors don't want you to know this because if you know the answer, then how are they ever going to charge you for a membership? How are they ever going to charge you for a special workout plan or a diet plan when all you need to do is eat less calories? Unfortunately, the self-defense industry works in exactly the same way. The answer to self-defense is very simply to throw punches. To throw punches and to learn how to get punched. In fights, people throw punches. Usually, whoever throws the most punches wins the fight. Simple as that. So it would make sense that we knew how to throw punches and also how to take punches, how to avoid them, and how to deal with them. But martial arts instructors, like fitness instructors, want you to think that they know what nobody else knows. They want you to think that they have the secret, and the secret lies in whatever martial art they happen to be teaching, but it doesn't. So now you know that the answer actually lies in punching. You can choose your diet as you see fit. You can choose to learn Krav Maga. You can choose to learn Taekwondo, Judo, Kisi, Karate, whatever you like. But choose them because they're enjoyable. Choose them because they're interesting. Choose them because you will genuinely learn extra tools that will help you to defend yourself. But always remember that the answer, the fundamental principle, is knowing how to punch. So, moral of the story, do not trust a self-defense instructor that doesn't punch and doesn't spar. Also, fights are essentially people throwing punches, and the person that throws and lands the most punches is probably going to be a winner. So there's nothing quite as effective as a good old punch.